To have a visa refused is a scenario you want to avoid, as it can result in quite serious consequences that may have far more reaching impact on your ability to be granted a further visa in Australia. A visa refusal will also result in inevitable delays in the process, added costs, and potentially having to reassess and update your prior planned visa pathway to Australia. So in this video, we will explore some of the more common reasons why a student visa to Australia may be refused. Hi, I'm Buki and you're watching the Youenrol channel. On this channel, we'll provide you with all the information you need about studying, living and working in Australia without you having to pay costly consultant fees, no matter where you are in the world. But before we begin, do not forget to like and to subscribe to this channel. Also, do click the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our new videos. Being aware of what to look out for and being prepared before any potential issues arise with your own application will help you to lodge a complete and correct application and will then maximize your chances of being granted a student visa to Australia. The first point is Genuine Temporary Entrant requirement, called the GTE. One of the most important aspects of a student visa application to Australia is the GTE requirement. To be able to meet this requirement, you must demonstrate that you intend to reside or live in Australia temporarily and also to comply with the conditions of your student visa. As a part of your application, you will need to provide a personal statement and also supporting documentation to demonstrate that you meet the GTE criteria. If you fail to include a personal GTE statement or you don't adequately address specific aspects of this requirement with the appropriate supporting documentation, your student visa application might be refused. Failing to meet the GTE requirements may result in your student visa being refused. So to prevent this outcome, you should refer to the Ministerial Direction 69, which contains the full text of what the department will examine in this regard in drafting your personal statement. This is very useful information as it allows you to be aware of any potential issues that may arise with your application by being aware of what the department looks for in assessing the GTE requirements. Financial capacity requirements. Another important requirement which forms part of the grant criteria for your application or for your student visa is the financial capacity criteria. This aims to ensure that you have access to sufficient funds for the duration of your stay in Australia, as well as travel costs to depart at the conclusion of your studies. To meet this requirement, you must demonstrate that you have genuine access to sufficient funds to cover your living costs for the first 12 months of your stay in Australia, your first annual course fee, and also your travel cost. If family members are included in your application, higher minimum thresholds will apply. The available funds may belong to a third party, such as your parent or de facto partner. This includes an annual income option, whereby you may provide evidence that your parents or de facto partner have a personal annual income of at least $60,000 in the first month immediately before you apply. If you bring family members with you to Australia as visa dependents, this minimum will increase to $70,000. You must declare in your student visa application that you have sufficient funds available for the period of your entire stay in Australia. You must also submit evidence to demonstrate that you comply with this criteria. If you don't have access to the minimum amounts required, or if you fail to adequately demonstrate or show that you meet this requirement by providing the supporting documentation, your application might be refused. English language requirement. You must also meet an English language requirement to qualify for a grant of a student visa. This may require you to complete a specified English language test and achieve a prescribed minimum test score, unless you are exempt. The following English language tests are accepted for this purpose: IELTS or IELTS, Occupational English Test, OET, Test of English as a Foreign Language, also called TOEFL, PTE Academic, or the Cambridge English Advanced CAE test. There are exemptions available, including people that are citizens of countries like UK, USA, Canada, New Zealand, and also Ireland. If you have completed at least 5 years study in one of these countries, or in Australia or South Africa, you will also be exempt from completing an English language test. Failing to meet the English language requirement and not submitting enough evidence to demonstrate that you meet this requirement could also result in the refusal of your student visa application. Course enrollment. You must provide evidence of your enrollment in a full-time registered course by submitting a confirmation of enrollment or COE with your student visa application. There are other forms of evidence that may be provided in certain circumstances, such as for secondary exchange and foreign affairs and defense students. To successfully enroll in a course, you must meet the entry requirements as set by education providers. This may include one or a combination of employment experience, English language test results, or completing a required qualification. You must provide evidence of your enrollment with your student visa application, otherwise your application may be refused. Health insurance. You must arrange for adequate health insurance to cover you and all your visa dependents for the period of your stay in Australia. Overseas students' health insurance, called the OSHC, is accepted for this purpose unless you are exempted. You can arrange your health insurance policy either directly with the health insurer, or you can have it arranged on your behalf by your education provider. Do ensure that you provide evidence of adequate health insurance with your application to avoid delays in the processing of your student visa application or potentially having your application being refused. Health and character. You must meet the public interest criteria for your student visa application to be approved for the grant. These include health and character requirements, which apply to you as a primary applicant and also to any accompanying family members or dependents. As part of this requirement, health examinations for you and all your visa dependents may be required. Also, police clearances must also be supplied for all the applicants that are aged 16 years and above. This brings us to the end of the video about the reasons why a student visa application may be rejected and what to do to avoid this. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, click the bell icon to find out when we release new videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.